Hello everyone and welcome to week 3, day 2 for SKL. I am Carter Silky Mittens Asselford and I am joined today by my good friend Blake Dezaninator. Zanadine, how you doing, buddy?
Oh man, doing good.
Oh man, doing good.
Good.
Well, we've got a great game for you guys here today. We've got a match between Fellowship of the Nerds and SaskWatches, and we're going to get right underway here in pick ban for game number 1. Now, Dezaninator, Fellowship of the Nerds, 4th place, SaskWatches 8th place. So what kind of ramifications do you think this game has on the overall atmosphere surrounding both these teams right now in their current state?
Well, I feel like you definitely got to pull something out. We've talked about how SaskWatches definitely needs to work on their pick ban, and they actually lost a ban being late into lobby.
Yeah.
So that's not a good start to letting your pick bans phase start. So they will miss that first ban, and we should have bans go over here. But it's going to be big for SaskWatches. They really need to pull off this win. It's going to be really important for them. Need points wherever you can get. If you can take them off the top team, it's probably the best for you.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Fellowship of the Nerds not necessarily a top team, but still up there in skill. Just because it's so early in the year, haven't really seen those points stack up too much so far. You know, there's not a whole lot differentiating the top 4 to 5 teams right now. I think only Malicious Intent is the only undefeated one left in the league. So the rest are kind of, we're just waiting to see where that falls. Let's just get right into it with game 1 here. On the purple side, we do have Fellowship of the Nerds, and blue side is going to be SaskWatches. We've got the Uter and Wukong bands coming out right away. Not really surprising considering, I don't know if you knew this, Steal the Light, Wukong main in the jungle.
Yeah, I think I've seen him play it a few times. Definitely seems like that's his go-to. This is what I'm looking for. I mean, first pick, this is where it starts. So, okay, we got to see, what are they going to prioritize? They should have somewhat an idea of what Fellowship of the Nerds likes to play. So try and take that away from them. They go for the Lulu. Very good. We see Jay Frazier play that a lot.
Yeah, I love it.
But one thing I do see is open Bard. And I don't know about you, but I love Chosgood's Bard, and I see the hover right now. I wouldn't mind that lock-in. I think it's actually very good for their team cup, and they just play with it very well. So this would be a very strong pick for them. First time it actually gets through.
Yeah, it actually is going to get through for Chosgood here. We were talking about it in a pregame lobby. A certain someone was maybe egging Chosgood on, telling him to pick it up.
Wow.
But of course, it's his top pick.
Wow.
Top pick, always banned against him. Why not take it here? And it's going to be a Poppy as well for Harablo in the top lane. So they already know that matchup. Now, another thing about Sasquatch is that I have not been a huge fan of, and they've kind of switched it up a little bit, but they like to pick their teams in order. They pick top. I always just, it kills me inside to see them do this game after game, but maybe they're switching up here as we see a Renekton hover into Poppy.
They're starting to pick up on it. And you know, that's just the most important thing. I mean, you're coming into this, if you're a little fresh, not too familiar with what's going on, just, okay, you know what, this is how we adapt. Start getting to it. So maybe try and pick up that top lane already. They do know that it is going to be the Poppy probably in the top lane. Don't see it in the jungle as much.
Yeah.
So maybe still try and keep your top lane pick. Try and flex it. You can still flex the Lulu, but it's going to be the solo lanes and the jungler. So the bot lane is really the only mystery for SaskWatches so far.
Yeah, Steal the Light also played a lot of Pantheon in the jungle. So yeah.
I was going to say, he changed his name from Dive More, did he not?
Yeah, I do believe so.
Yeah,
so
okay.
that was Dive More from the qualifiers. And on the other side, the Ahri hover, of course, that is going to be into a Lulu. They know for sure, unless that is going to be flexed. Could be flexed. Don't see a lot of Lulu support, but could be an option if they really feel like they want to do that. I don't know how that really plays into Bard. It's mediocre, I guess.
You can kind of match his poke. Like, Bard has ridiculous poke.
Yeah.
And Lulu is so annoying and frustrating. I know you probably know best. I hate Lulu support. Probably the most infuriating support to try and deal with. But another couple of comfort picks coming through here. They're hovering the Ahri Jinx. Haven't really seen Baby Trog play Jinx yet this season. I'm not sure if she's nearly the top pick, but they do grab the Zac and Sim. We saw Bozgood actually bring that out last week. It was to great success. And like we said, a champion that doesn't get played as much in SKL, but still very strong in this meta. Yeah,
they're actually going to wait and hold on to their marksman pick here for Baby Trog. The Jinx, one of his top champions from last year, but the meta is so focused around the early game. Jinx needs a lot of time to ramp up. So I'm a little bit happy that they decided not to go for Jinx, but they're going to leave the counter pick. I guess Jay Frazier didn't need that last pick for mid since they already saw it is going to be the Lulu. So not a lot of surprise.
Could have been support.
Yeah, could have been support.
No,
You're right.
No, they got it. But the Lucian pick, I do like the Lucian Braum. Very strong bot lane. Lucian, definitely one of the strongest early game AD carries you can get. Definitely a bully in that lane. So, and I do believe the matchup's quite favorable for Lucian into Jinx. So that might deter him from playing that a little bit. We did see him play the Jhin last week.
Yep, we did.
But I'm not sure you want to really play that into a
Lucian
Pantheon, Lucian Braum, Renekton. So much mobility on that team. Not sure that would be the best choice, but he has a pretty good front line in the Poppy and the Zac. So
a decent front line, but not a lot of protection if the Pantheon manages to ult on top of him. Renekton pretty good at getting to the back line. Slice and dice right through there. You can get there pretty quick. And, of course, Braum has a lot of utility on his ultimate as well to be able to attack the back line. So, yeah, something that I think can self-peel. So I'm actually expecting maybe an Ezreal to come out here.
Yeah, I would agree. Tristana wouldn't be too bad either, giving you that range. But it's like you said earlier, it doesn't have the... Tristana doesn't have the greatest early, but
Caitlyn's safety as well would work really well, especially against Lucian. One of the toughest lanes to go up against as a Lucian with such short range. As long as Caitlyn can kite effectively and doesn't get totally engaged on, works well. Tristana pretty much plays the same way, can rocket jump away, and it's going to be the Tristana locked in. Another hyper carry, but a little bit better of an early game than Jinx.
Yeah, and I do like it. It should be able to trade a little more here. Kind of stoked here. Like you don't see the Tristana as much, but I think Tristana is kind of an underutilized AD carry. I know a lot of people like building that Runeance Hurricane on her as of right now. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I feel like it really depends on what you're dealing with. Might be okay to go for it here, but with the Pantheon and the Renekton going to be a little closer to you, but I think it synergizes pretty well with Bart.
I think Tristana's going to be focused pretty heavily on single target damage this game, so I'm expecting maybe a static shiv or something like that. If you really need the extra safety, rapid fire cannon, that's your safe option, or Phantom Dancer if you're really getting put into these situations where you have to duel like Renekton, diving right for the back line. Chazga is going to be having his hands full as well, so it'll be up to Baby Trog, whatever he wants to do.
If he builds rapid fire cannon, I will find him, and we're going to have a little chat. I hate that item. I just don't see the necessity for it. I feel like maybe late game, if you want that one extra auto, maybe on Jhin to get that longer.
It's like only there for the safe. You don't want to get anywhere near the fight. If you get near the
fight,
but
it's one auto.
It's one auto, and it takes. I think static Shiv's overpowered right now. Phantom Dancer is exceptional, maybe not on Tristana. So I'm expecting the Shiv to come out here, but
yeah, it adds great bursts, especially with your explosive charge. Throw it on there. Bing bang boom.
Bing bang boom. Bing bong.
Blows up. Bing bong. No, that's you gotta leave that. That's Crafty's line.
Right. Sorry.
But
maybe if just a little shout out to Crafty, to our boy.
To the boy, the young Crafty. All right, Silky. The one question I hate you guys always ask going into this team comp wise, who are you giving this to?
Hey man, sometimes you gotta remain consistent, and that's our little thing where we analyze the team comps. Anyways, you're gonna ask me today?
Yeah.
Perfect. I was just about to ask you, looking at two team comps, I don't know. I actually like both. I like SaskWatches for the first time in maybe the whole year. I think this is the strongest draft they have. I'm not really sold on the Renekton into Poppy matchup, though. That's going to be pretty tough, especially with Steadfast Presence going to stop the Slice and Dice. So it eliminates all escape that Renekton has, so maybe makes for a really easy gank for Bosgood in that top lane. But Pantheon... It's okay, not the strongest jungler, can be a nuisance once he hits level 6. I'm gonna go for Fellowship of the Nerds composition. I like it overall. They've got really strong picks in every lane. Chazgood's on his main, Baby Trog on a reset carry. So I have faith in them, but I do really like SaskWatch's comp. I just don't think it's good enough to overtake Fellowship.
I like Fellowship's comp. I think they have great disengage coming through, and once the Glacial Fissure or that Pantheon ulti is used, they don't really have another way to initiate. They don't have any other hard CC to kind of go in. They've got the Bard ultimate. You've got the long range Zac engage. And I mean, we saw Doug play Zac earlier this week or last week, sorry. And just the engages you get from that long range elastic slingshot is absolutely absurd. So
good old Doug, hey?
Good old Doug. Good old Doug on the Zac jungle.
Nice.
But I mean, I just like the initiation that they have and the counter initiation.
Yeah.
So I also have to give it to Fellowship. I'm not gonna argue with you.
All right, that's 2 for Fellowship here. Usually we maybe take a little bit break, but you know what? We talked through it, so let's just keep rolling with it. in the early game. Bosgood does like to gank. He likes to get his lanes going. So which lane do you think he would focus on in this mid game? I was thinking initially mid lane, but the more I think about it, I think you just got to go to top lane, go to Harablo, and keep that Renekton down.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I think Renekton's so strong in that level 1 to 3 period.
Yeah.
Just it's such a strong lane bully, and once Poppy gets some items, has a little more sustain, a little more tankiness get going, and should be able to trade fairly well with the Renekton. You gotta relying on your own stun, since Renekton just kind of has a point and click stun. It's a little easier than the Poppy stun. But getting your top laner ahead then allows you to make those TP plays bottom.
Right.
Because that's not true. You have Tristana, so you're not going to get shoved in as that Lucian.
No.
Pushing you in, because you will be forced to push with that passive from your explosive charge.
And Bard can push decently well in the early levels too, with
That's
the
true.
passive. The meeps do a lot of AoE kind of damage.
Beep beep, I'm a meep.
Beep beep, I'm a meep. But we got no meeps here, just a Bard. As we get into the loading screen for Game 1 between Fellowship of the Nerds and the SaskWatches. On the blue side, it is going to be SaskWatches. In the top lane, Bod Frosty is going to be bringing out Renekton. In the jungle, it is Steal the Light playing Pantheon. And in the mid lane, Mayhem 2012 playing Lulu. In the bot lane, it is going to be Subnoise and Seagrain, rounding it out with Lucian and Braum.
And on the red side, we do have Fellowship of the Nerds. That's Harablo bringing up that Lollipoppy in the top lane. We've got Bosgood on that Zac. I think he's going to be that pink skin coming out too. Pretty stoked in the jungle. Jay Frazier on that Ahri in the mid lane. We've got Baby Trog with the Tristana at 80 carry. And rounding it out, last but not least, Chosgood finally getting to play that Bard on the support role. And one thing's for sure, level 5 masteries across the board. We will see some flares pop in this game.
No, that's not true. There's one level 4.
Oh.
I forget who it was on. It might have been on Harablo on Poppy, actually.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I mean
9 times report?
Yeah, 9 times report. Pretty easy report there on Harablo. And it looks like just an even start here for Fellowship of the Nerds, but SaskWatch is charging right down the middle.
Braum's so strong in level 1. You got Braum, Pantheon, and Renekton, as well as Lucian. They just have so much AoE damage and a lot of CC to follow it. Fellowship has to be very careful. Definitely not as strong level 1, but the Cosmic Binding going out, and that's going to pretty much deter that invade.
Yeah, Seagrain just walking out of the bush there. Just kind of gave everything away. Then they all start coming out like, Braum showed. Might as well show our cards.
Got
Just
a
go
little
for
antsy.
it. Yeah, but then the nice little stun there by Chosgood on Braum. He's able to take care of that quite swiftly. So very, very nice by him.
Quite swiftly?
Quite swiftly.
Swiftly.
I just saw on Reddit. Wow, we have a little bit of time to talk. Did you see on Reddit that play that in the Spanish league, the 5-man invade by Bard?
No.
They all rushed. He took Portal level 1. They all rushed to the bot side, and then they snuck in from the bot side just in front of the other team's tower into the tri-bush, and then the guy walked right in there, and it was absolutely hilarious because the casters, they're Spanish, but they're like, get wrecked, and they're just like, what if? It was funny. Sorry.
They're just dropping their own.
It's worth mentioning, so go check it out on Reddit for sure.
Yeah, I feel like it's not the worst. It's kind of troll because it doesn't really offer you any utility, but you
Especially
get in
on the
there.
early levels, right? Yeah.
But I mean, it sucks in laning phase for
Yeah.
sure level 1, but at least you get that early invade pressure.
Yeah, you get the kill and things go your way.
But we will see Pantheon actually starting on that top side, going for Gromp right away. So the bot lane actually going to take the Krug as well as Fellowship taking that Gromp. So both bot lanes going to come in with some extra experience in their pocket. No one really getting that advantage going.
Yeah, it's going to be even right across the board. Both teams mirroring pretty much the exact same. Both junglers starting on the weak side, which maybe means we're going to have a little bit of skirmish 3v3 in the bot lane once those jungle camps all get cleared out. But a lot of trading here by Baby Trog and Chosgood.
Great Cosmic Binding there, locking up Subnoise. They still have an 8 level 2, and that's going to be a rocket jump in. The exhaust go out. One more hit. He does have heal, but he doesn't use it, and that goes down. That's first blood for Baby Trog, who's going to use the rocket jump to go for another kill, but back off there, and kind of surprised he didn't use the heal there. Maybe wasn't expecting that burst.
The level 2 power spike from Subnoise and Seagrain is so good on Braum Lucian, but they can't push the wave faster than an early game Tristana, level 1 Tristana, and a Bard. They just can't do it. So they got to realize they're not going to hit that level 2 as fast as the other team is. And, you know, Bard has a pretty good level 2 himself, and so does Tristana, able to jump in there with the rocket jump. They got to realize that sooner. They got to get out, and just not using summoners there, I guess. I don't know why. He had both of them, but didn't use any of them.
Yeah, Braum actually being forced to use both of his, but he's the one who survives. A little questionable, but that's the thing. You have to respect the enemy level 2 Power Spike as well. And if you know that they're going to try and push for it, back off or at least try and rush it. Piercing light every creep wave you can. Make sure you're getting those autos for the last hits. But if they're going to hit level 2 before you, they have a decent amount of CC coming through with that Cosmic Binding, the meat damage plus explosive charge. Rocket Jump.
Boom.
Take him down.
Bing bong.
Bing, bang, boom. You did.
Yeah, and first skill over to Baby Chalk doesn't hurt as well. A hyper carry, but still has a strong early game. Can push objectives really well with that explosive charge in the early game. So Tristan is kind of like that all-around jack of all trades. I feel like AD carry that kind of undervalued a little bit just because other things are like stronger in the current meta. But then that tier 2, you always find Tristana, I feel like. Even like a hyper carry meta, Tristana, boom, because added safety and, self-peel and lots of mobility. But then, boom, early game meta where objectives are strong. I guess you don't have Kalista, you don't have Lucian. Tristana can take objectives.
And Tristana actually trades quite well. I think people undervalue the amount of damage you get with that rank 1 rock or explosive charge. Even on turrets, you pop that 4 times, does a decent chunk to the turret as well as hits everything around it. So you're kind of forced to push. So you're a little unsafe if you try and shove the tower, but you have that rocket jump to make up for it.
Yeah, exactly. And we just see the Pharmapalooza here, but already an 800 gold lead here for Fellowship of the Nerds. Not seeing a lot of the junglers so far. And it looks like Bosca's doing a little bit of counter jungling himself. Steal the Light had to go back early.
Oh, looking for that gank in the mid lane as the Lulu is overextended there. Trying to get pushed. He does go in. Jay Frazier going to try and follow up. He's going to run down towards his Pantheon there. Will get out safely, not having to use any summoners, but kind of getting on the backside of him there.
Yeah, not too bad. Mayhem able to get out of there relatively easily. Doesn't have to trade a bunch of her HP. Doesn't have to use Flash. So it's good. You actually get some information on where the enemy jungler is, so maybe a little bit of a loss there by Bosgood, but just putting his foot down, showing a little bit of presence in lane doesn't hurt at all.
Oh, absolutely not.
Show him you're there.
Gotta flex your muscles once in a while.
Puff your chest up, yeah.
Actually, I haven't even... Does Zach even use his pink chroma pack? I can't even tell. I didn't even look.
I think he is using the bubblegum.
He's using
the bubblegum chroma.
Yeah, there it is. They're actually fighting down in the bot lane, just going to elastic slingshot himself out of there. And that's the thing that I just love about Fellowships and Nerds comp, is they have so much mobility with the rocket jump, the elastic slingshot, and the spirit rush coming up from all their laners. They're not necessarily that summoner spell reliant.
No.
Essentially. And so each of them can really look. You can go for the insect with the Tristana if you have to. A little bit riskier. Probably don't see it very much. I think it's a Robert X. Lee kind of patent play. But
if you got the numbers, go for it. If you think you can burst them down fast enough that you're not putting yourself in immediate danger, go for that Trist Sec or whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
The Trist Sec.
The Trist Sec.
I guess that's what it'd be. You got the Zin Sec, the Trist Sec, the Insect.
Yeah.
You're trying to think of another one?
I'm trying to think of a better one. Or no, I can't think of one. But Parablo getting the favorable trades up in this top lane. I'm surprised Bosgood hasn't been up here. It's such an easy gank because you can, as long as you know that Butch in the river isn't warded, if Poppy can get onto it, throw up that steadfast presence that doesn't allow any dashes, that's an easy gank or forced flash immediately if Bosgood is able to make a trip to that top lane. So I'm expecting it to come out sooner rather than later, hopefully.
Yeah, you gotta put that pressure, but that's the thing. The corruption pod actually doing so much work for Harablo in the top lane. He's finding the effective trades, and he's really putting this Renekton down, which is kind of scary. That's a matchup you should expect Renekton to do quite well in, especially in the early game with no items going onto there. Bot lane going very well, and it looks like Jay Frazier farming quite well against a Lulu. So really, Bosgood not really having to do that much to get his laners ahead, but more just get himself ahead, farm as effectively, because Pantheon does not scale very well.
No, it doesn't scale very well.
So if Pantheon's not doing anything and you're just going to farm up, he will definitely outscale, and the more items he gets, the tankier he gets, and he does a ridiculous amount of damage.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a little bit of a missed opportunity because Pantheon struggles so much in those early levels till he hits level 6. Can't really find effective ganks. He has such a short range stun, and I think Zach's early game is just so good, so it'd be nice to see him try to find something a little bit more, be a little more proactive in trying to find some creative ganks. But like you said, he's farmed up. He's got that early CS advantage, and in the jungle, that even a 10 CS advantage is a lot.
Usually a bit of a skirmish here. Baby Chalk gonna be forced to heal, put down some damage on the Sigrain there, but Sebnoy's just gonna walk away. Untouched. They're not even going to have to do anything. But it looks like Harablo and BOD Frosty going in here. Harablo just has that bomby Cinder. Not sure it's going to do enough. That ulti doing a ton of damage. He's going to force the flash, and he will secure that kill for himself. That's more of how we were expecting this lane to go. Comes back with the Tiamat, giving him those offensive stats, and just having that bomby Cinder. Not going to give him the kind of damage he wants, or really the tankiness, just a little bit of HP. So Going to take him down, and that's pretty much how we expected. So maybe we'll have to see if Doug can swing on by in the top lane and give a gank.
Yeah, Bod Frosty flexing it on it. He's getting the kill for his team and the CS advantage. He just caught up. I think he was just down 10 CS, but he's caught up now, and so he's got the advantage. And now I think Bosgood will be forced to go up there because Renekton is a champion that snowballs so incredibly well. You want to stop that train before it gets rolling.
And especially since both top laners still have that TP available, neither of them really had to use it. So they're going to be able to make plays in the bot lane. If you had that Renekton come in the same time as the Poppy, you can already see that Renekton going to do a ton of damage. Poppy still pretty good at peeling for his AD carry, though, with that ultimate.
Yeah, and I think just going back to that 1v1 there, I think Parabolo holding on to a little bit of his pride there. He could have wound up the ultimate if he foresaw himself losing that. Knocked him farther away, not forced a flash then. But I think sometimes your pride is like, okay, buddy, like, get away from me. Give him a little shove with that ult that just knocks him straight up. Doesn't like wind it up or anything. But then Renekton comes in strong and you give up that kill. So I think a little bit unfortunate for Parabolo.
Especially because he actually used his W earlier on to keep the slice and dice from going out, and then wasn't able to protect himself from when he tried to go back in.
Exactly. And then, just not winding up that ultimate.
But they're going to go for Dragon here. It looks like Fellowship of the Nerds is all on the bot side here, so they can contest this. They don't have vision on it right now, but they are aware that they are doing Dragon. So the Elastic Slingshot might come from far back. He might go in for the smite. Is he? No, he's just going to back off. They are going to concede this first Dragon. Not really get anything out of it, but sometimes it's better to just take a loss. First Dragon, not necessarily the greatest thing to give up your own life, but Baby Troll going to be in a lot of trouble here. He does have that jump, will use it, does get stunned immediately, has flash available. The exhaust goes out as well as the concussive blow stacks. That's going to be a free kill for Subnoise. Maybe pushed up just a little too far.
Yeah, maybe he thought he was a little bit safer than he was with that rocket jump there, but Steal the Light able to, as long as he's got that Sun proc, he can cancel it midair, just like he just saw, and the exhaust even coming out from Seagrain just to make sure that he gets it down. Chosgood had just backed, so coming back to lane wasn't there, all by his lonesome. Once you hear that dragon sound, that dragon going down, you know it's global. You got to get out of there. You got to turn tail and run. But he just stayed too early, and it's going to hurt him a little bit
That
here.
was going to be the questionable thing, is he should have known all three of them were coming. Looks
yeah.
like Bosgood going to try and go in here, put down a little bit of damage. They do have the ulties available still, so the AD carry pretty far away, so they have to be careful with
Pantheon
that fight.
ult, though.
And he is going to come. The Grand Skyfall going to come down. Are they going to be able to catch Bosgood? He is going to take the Magical Journey. The Cosmic Binding not available. Does stun Steal the Light, though. Bosgood still has that passive available, and it looks like Baby Chalk very close. A great ulti. Should keep him alive for just a little longer. The heal is used by Subnoise there. The TP's coming in. The passive will go through. Baby Chalk going to use the rocket jump. He has explosive charge. Flash is not available, so we cannot get that. But he gets a reset. He might be able to go back in for the auto as that Pantheon passive's down. Cosmic Binding going through. TP coming from BOD Frosty. Here's Jay Frazier. Is he going to be able to land the charm? No, but Baby Trog will pick up that kill. And actually, Harablo not coming back down, canceling that teleport. Maybe Renekton got the stun off. But in the end, very favorable for Fellowship of the Nerds.
Yeah, Renekton was able to cancel Harablo's TP earlier on in that fight, but it doesn't really matter because Bod Frosty pretty much suicides at the last half of that one. Just coming in way late, going for the flank, and it was 1v4 in the back line.
Did he get CC'd before he was able to pop his ulti, or was it just not available at that time? Because he didn't use it at all, and I don't believe he was hit by Charm, so
yeah,
kind of questionable why he didn't use that.
Yeah, I mean, it was 1v4 anyways. Even with that added HP, not going to really survive that long. But Harablo staying quite a bit here. Still like no flash, though.
Oh, the spear does go through. Oh, the Glitter Lance is going to go through, and without flash, that's going to be a free kill. So, once again, Fellowship of the Nerds maybe staying a little too long.
Yeah, and then in the bot lane, I just want to go back to the start of that fight. It looked like Bosgood was initiating on that just with Chosgood, the jungler support combo, not as strong, you would think, as Seagrain and Subnoise on Lucian and Braum. And Steal the Light was able to come in with that Pantheon ultimate, but I don't think they're just on the same page. I don't think Subnoise and Seagrain knew that he was coming in. He pinged as he was ulting, but I think the communication was there. They could have kept that fight going a little bit longer, a couple more seconds, and then Pantheon would have got a great Grand Skyfall, maybe got a couple kills before, the rest of the team comes, before Baby Trog enters the fight, before Jay Frazier's able to come down.
And they almost killed the AD carry, and they almost killed Subnoise and Seagrain. Oh, Baby Trog in a bit of trouble, going to be forced to jump out. But they almost killed him 2v3 there, and then they used the Bard ultimate just to keep Bosgood alive long enough for Baby Trog to arrive. And like you said, I think it's just a bit of a miscoordination there from the side of SaskWatches, and that's going to cost them a bit of their lead, which is very good. But we see Bosgood going top here. Beauty Frosty has that slice and dice available. We will use the Let's Bounce, but he's going to have to pop straight back out of there. Sarabel not quite close enough to get any kind of CC.
No, and the flash was available for Ablo if you wanted to get the flash heroic charge off to get the stun off. Had the steadfast.
Well, they do ground a great cosmic binding, and they do the Trisec. They're knocking him back, but they already had it available. Rocket jump. Actually, Glacial Fisher not interrupting that at all. The cosmic binding going down onto Seagrain. It's kind of weird. Was it just me, or was that kind of weird? I feel like he should have been CC'd a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like he didn't even, unless he jumped as he was being knocked up.
Yeah.
Because I know you can like break Blitz's arm.
Right. Yeah.
And he grabs these, so but that was still kind of weird.
Thresh hook and stuff like that. It was a little bit weird, but more action in the jungle.
Chog's good. Gonna have to take that magical journey, and they're actually not gonna follow through. Oh, now they do. Steal the light goes onto Baby Chog. That turret goes down. The exhaust goes through. One more should pop that stack. He is forced to use the heal. The spear used on a minion actually, and Chog's good going to try and pick up that kill, but the Unbreakable will go up and absorb it. Is he gonna be able to get away? Tries to land the cosmic binding, but it is not enough. A Steal the Light will pick up that kill, but for the turret, probably good. But Harablo and BOD Frosty going to trade back and forth here. In the end, turret traded for a kill. Not the worst.
Not the worst, but not the best either. That turret was so low, you could have just left that for like a minute down the road. Someone just needs to come by and bop it. That's easy gold. It's not really going to open up the map a whole lot, especially in the bot lane. Knowing that it's so low, minions will probably take it just by themselves if you leave it even. It's not worth suiciding for, I don't think. Giving anything to SaskWatches at this point is, not the best if you can help it. So I would, a sloppy play from our boys on Fellowship of the Nerds.
Yeah, a bit, but we do see Bosca getting caught out a little bit here as Mayhem 2012 going to come down. We do see Jay Frazier coming off from the side here. He does use that Spirit Rush to go over the wall, lands the charm. Going to use a second to just get back over the wall. He's not going to use the third one. Just going to back off, make sure his teammate gets out of there. One place we kind of ignored a little bit, that mid lane, a 30 CS discrepancy Jay Frazier now has over Mayhem. Farming quite well, picking up assists where Mayhem has that easy kill. He picked up top lane, but they've both been roaming quite a bit, but having a 30 CS lead on that Lulu, quite impressive by Jay Frazier.
Yeah, definitely, especially since you don't have the TP advantage. You have Ignite, you're not able to get to lane, but there's a fight in the
top
lane.
Bit of a scrap here. Oh, he's going to throw his ulti, and he's going to go backwards as Beauty Frost is going to go away. The flash shouldn't be enough, as Beauty Frost is going to flash as well. Steal the Light coming for the moral support, but another solo kill there for BOD Frosty, and that's going to be very good for SaskWatches to have that not really tanky front line, but having that Renekton as their front line, dealing damage and getting to Baby Trog, putting that Poppy behind.
Putting the Poppy on 0-3-0 here on Harablo's Poppy.
Bosca goes down onto Mayhem here. Jay Frazier doesn't have that ulti available, but he's not going to need it. They're going to immediately burst it out. Wild Growth actually not even used, so great gank there coming in from Bosca.
Yeah, great from Bosca. That's what we wanted to see a little bit earlier on, but it comes a little bit later. No harm, no foul, because it still gets a kill to his mid laner. But Chazga doing a little bit of zone work here. I think this one's pretty much free. But Bod Frosty does have the teleport.
It is going to come through. They are going to be able to finish that dragon as Baby Shark going to be able to grab the calling coming out from the side. The Glacial Fish are going to be used. The Zac going to just knock them up. Chod's going to throw that ulti out to try and keep Zac alive a little longer. Baby Chalk throwing out as much damage as he can. The Spirit Rush almost available. Here it is. Throws out the Charm. Great charge on the Sub Noise. Are they going to be able to follow it through? Sarablo picks up a kill. Baby Chalk getting the resets though. He picks up a double kill. He's going to jump over the wall. Sub Noise going to use that Relentless Pursuit though to get away. Not sure they're going to be able to catch him. The Boss Good comes in from out of nowhere. Snipes him down. That's going to be another kill for Fellowship of the Nerds. So that's basically an ace as they killed Mayhem earlier on and pick up Dragon for absolutely nothing except for Zac passive.
Yeah, you can't really take that fight knowing that Mayhem just went down regardless of whether Mayhem has TP. Still at 20 seconds left on the death timer as SaskWatches went in to contest that dragon. It was only the first dragon, not really worth fighting an ill-advised fight over, you know. They didn't have the man advantage, didn't have the power, didn't really have the great positioning. They were forced to flash in.
Well, the Grand Skyfall coming in behind here. Jay Frazier going to throw out that charm. Great land, but he's going to get immediately burst out. Mayhem going to deal some damage.
Would have liked to see Steal the Light use that ultimate maybe in that dragon fight instead of flashing over just to get try and get the steal off. It was actually Baby Chalk who scared the dragon, but it was just like a wonky engage, not really a fight you want. They only got Bosgood who had the passive. Yeah, it wasn't the best of decisions by SaskWatches to go in there. They just didn't need to.
It was very questionable, yeah, and that's the thing. Baby Chalk pulling out that pocket summoner smite, making sure that they get it. But yeah, it was only the first drag. They already have one of their own. You should just concede that with Lulu being down. You're completely right. Because I mean, a good combo would be Grand Skyfall, go in for the stun, and then immediately followed by Wild Growth. But we do see Mayhem getting caught out again. Baby Chalk gonna go in as that Wild Growth might not be enough to flash. He has the ulti available. He is gonna use it. Mayhem gonna be forced to flash over the wall, but Seagrain in a lot of trouble here. Bosgood quite healthy, and he's gonna keep them slowed here as Baby Chalk goes in. That's gonna be a kill kill for Bosgood. He has that red buff and that rocket jump available. He's going to pick up 1 kill, 2 kills. He's going to jump right back out. And there we go. Once again, just the mobility of these teams. Bosgood and Baby Chalk jumping all over. The Chazgood ulti comes through as they throw it out. The Tempered Fate going to keep him alive. But not for long as the rest of the team collapses for another kill for Baby Chalk. That's an 8-1-3 Tristana at pre-20 minutes. Going to be able to crush these turrets and do more damage than probably expected with that Infinity Edge and Static Shift. They're going to go on to steal the light. 1 or 2 autos. The crits coming through. And this game has just been blown out of proportion.
Yeah, this is absolutely disgusting for Baby Chalk to be this fed this early. 9-1-3 already have the Shiv completed on top of the Infinity Edge. At 18 minutes, it's, probably got a lot of gold in his pocket after getting what seems like 4 or 5 kills in that one, but they're staying maybe a little bit too long here.
Calling going to be used, but he is going to get Cosmic Binding going to stop that. They're going to keep trying to siege. Baby Chalk wants that turret, something fierce, and they're going to be able to pick up a kill as Harablo picks that up with the ulti, and they're going to still continue sieging. They have to be very careful. Steal the Light is up, and right now, he does have Grand Skyfall in about a few seconds here, so might be the best time to back off. They have a ton of damage onto that turret. It's not going to heal back up. So go B, buy your items. They just got a ton of kills, especially Baby Chalk. Picked up about 4 or 5 kills there. Probably sitting on a fair amount of gold. Go buy your items. Don't get too cocky. Maybe swing by and grab that 20-minute Baron.
Yeah, the Rift Herald too. If they really rushed, they could have went and got it, but it's going to be too late. It's going to despawn in a couple seconds. Taking the Rift Herald would have accelerated things so much faster. Sure, they get 1 kill there. They get quite a bit of damage, but that's going to come anyways from a fed Trist. If you're not going to get the turret right then, I would have liked to see them peel off, go get Rift Herald. That's not something I don't think that SaskWatches would have contested either. They would have just let it happen, and that's one more tool in your kit to try and siege these towers a little bit better. They've already got a really good siege. They could just dive right onto whoever they want. They got the charm pick potential. But Steal the Light might have found someone here.
They're going to catch Harablo. He is pretty tanky, though. Going to use that W. Keeping himself a little faster. Heroic charging off a minion. They're on the hot pursuit. Steal the Light wants this kill. Something fierce. The slow going to go through. Bosgood, however, is there, and he's going to jump in, knocking 2 of them up. Has that ulti available. Is going to use the Let's Bounce. Harablo going to pick up that kill. They have to be very careful. As Seagrain coming in from the side here. Harablo still fairly good health-wise. They're going to immediately start bursting him out, though. Bosgood doing what he can to try and save his teammate. Going to use that Elastic Slingshot. The Chazgood ulti comes through as Jay Frazier going to come in as well. The TP going to be used here by Mayhem, but it's not going to be fast enough to save his top laner as Bosgood going to try and stay alive now as Chazgood goes down to Mayhem. He's going to jump back in, maybe a little too much as the Glitter Lance actually catches both of them, and that's going to be a triple kill for Mayhem. Very good TP there, and maybe a little over aggressive by the side of Fellowship of the Nerds. But Baby Chalk, he's going to jump back in. He wants some of this action. He goes through. He gets 1 kill. Should be able to jump as soon as he's out of that. And he will pick up a double kill for himself. And here comes in Subnoise. He's going to use the calling. The heal is used. Is it going to be enough? One more shot should do the trick. Can he get the piercing light through the minions? He's not going to go for it. And that was just the nuttiest overstayed fight I've seen in a while.
Yeah, it was quite crazy. I think actually Sasquatch just had a really good fight. Fellowship of the Nerds not realizing that their only fed member right now is Baby Chalk. He wasn't there for that entire fight until the very end, where he's able to pick out the broom and only even it up. It was actually only a 4-for-4 all said and done. More kills over to Baby Chalk though, but yeah, just overstaying by Fellowship of the Nerds actually. Then Sasquatches not realizing, oh, Fed Trist isn't here. Where is she? Well, she just rocket jumped on my head, gonna pick up 2 kills for herself. Make that even more of a monster to deal with in the late game.
It's kind of scary here. I mean, the thing is, we do see Tristana actually with Static Shiv and Phantom Dancer. If you don't know which one to buy them both.
Yeah.
Do it as a damage. It's still pretty good. I mean, double A, you're going to be firing off shots so much faster, and if you have that 100% crit, I do believe it looks like Chazgood is going to start working towards that Zeke's Harbinger. So once you have that 100% crit, and you're able to fire, he's got to be able to pretty much hit attack speed cap with rapid fire proc.
Yeah, pretty much.
And if you're throwing out 100% crits, getting about 2.5 autos per second, he should be shredding. So probably hopefully see maybe a Last Whisper come through, but that Renekton actually opting to go for the MR instead of the armor, which is kind of surprising with an 11-1 for Tristana on the other side.
Yeah, that's really kind of confusing, I guess. Whatever, he did it, said and done.
I guess Bosgood and Jay Frazier actually do a decent amount of, well, they do a lot of magic damage, but they're not the priority target, in my opinion, that you really want to be focusing, and they're actually just going to give up this turret as they use the Tempered Fate onto Steal the Light, keeping him at bay, and they're just going to push in for this inhibitor. It looks like they might try and grab Skyfall. No, he's just standing there. Never mind. I thought he was prepping for some. The flash is forced out of Baby Chalk as he gets stunned here, and Jay Fraser going to go in the exhaust immediately. He's followed in by Glacier Fisher as they take down the Pantheon. A lot of low health bars. Baby Chalk somehow staying alive in the background as Bogsgood picks up a double kill. Harablo, he's going to try and catch him with the ulti there, and he will pop him up for that kill. Are they going to be able to chase down Mayhem as he has no wild growth? It doesn't even matter. Somehow, all of Fellowship of the Nerds managed to stay alive, and this actually might be the end of the game with Tristana having so much attack speed.
Yeah, this is going to be the end here.
A great flash charm here. They will catch him up. That is going to be game as the ace comes through.
Yeah, the flash charm there by Jay Fraser just to end things up here, but it looked like it might go SaskWatch's way. Baby Trog was very, very close to being low there, close to going down, but just barely lives, able to clean it up. The TP coming through from Harablo was there. They saw that Harablo was top lane. They tried to get that fight. They really ran for it. You saw
a steal of light. They might not be able to end a lot of low health bars here, and they are starting to respawn. So Lucian going to come in soon. The Braum is going to pick up that kill on Baby Chog, but how many people are going to be able to get away here? Bod's going to use that elastic slingshot to get over. A flash from Chod's good to get over that wall. And they're in hot pursuit. The Spooky Ghost's going to come out. Who are you going to call? They're going to keep them from going in there as Cosmic Binding pins him to the wall. What are you laughing at me for? But anyways, they are going to be able to escape, only giving up Jay Frazier and Baby Chog, but that's going to delay the game a little bit. I want to see them rush that Baron. Just kidding. They don't have time. It's 10, 20 seconds. I keep forgetting. We're only 24 minutes in the game.
I know. I was ready. I was looking at you. I was like, getting ready to prepare the end game analysis, and they're like, oh, they're back.
Oh, we back.
They respawn, and then they push back, and they're going to live to fight another day, only losing actually one Nexus Tower there. So not quite losing the game, still stalling this out a little bit. See how long they can let this go for. Do we have the makings? No, we don't. I don't think we have the makings. That was 70-minute late game.
No, that Tristana is way too fed right now to make it to that 70-minute late game.
It would be quite the throw for Fellowship to lose this. I think it would probably. I'm trying to think if it would be the biggest throw that we've seen. Probably
could
up
be.
there.
I would
probably
say
up there. Yeah, for sure.
Very TSM-esque.
TSM-esque. Try not to think about that too much. I know you're the fan and you brought it up, so actually
I didn't. No, don't feel bad. I'm being serious. But they do pick up that mid turret. They have the pressure on the bot lane, but this is one of those times where you're so far ahead. Baron is probably not a necessity. It's kind of one of those throwing tools, but they are going to engage. As Rablo goes in, the wild growth is going to be used. The Glacial Fisher not quite available. He has it now. Is going to use it. They're going to put down a lot of damage. BOD Frosty going to take a lot of damage here. He's got just a little bit of health bars. Jay Frazier picks up that kill. Bonsker going to keep going. His Baby Shark picks up that kill. He's going to be rocket jumping. He's going to be Goomba stomping. He was expecting somebody to take down Sub Noise. Nobody killed him to give him the reset, unfortunately. But that should be game here unless we see some crazy suicides coming in from Fellowship of the Nerds. But I'm surprised. There's been no mastery flashes at all. Not even at the end of the game here.
Actually, mid-game, mid-fight, I noticed a couple.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, they forgot all about it. They're just trying to end the game there. Now we can give our end game analysis. Now
the game's over.
Yeah, now the game's over, actually. For sure. Yeah. It only took a couple more minutes. 26 minutes is going to be the end time on this one. 11 kills, 228 for Fellowship of the Nerds. And quite the great game from the Fellowship squad.
Yeah, just playing. They pretty much got comfort champs across the board, and it really showed that bot lane sticking to what they know best. 12-2-10 Tristana, 3-2-17 Chaw's good. They got that early level 2 power spike, immediately just went on to Sub Noise and Seagrin, getting that early first blood. You've got Jay Frazier. Didn't really make a huge impact in the mid lane, except he farmed quite well. Got a huge advantage there over that Mayhem. So maybe you gotta try and take away more of the comfort picks.
Maybe.
I mean, they banned Graves, and I don't think we've seen anyone at Fellowship of the Nerds play Graves.
Nope. I don't think I've seen it at all. But maybe they've been doing their homework into the personal accounts.
That's true.
But they haven't played it in SKL, I don't think, yet. Maybe they're just worried about the champ in general. They're going to have one more ban in Game 2 than they did in Game 1. So maybe they take away... I would probably take away the Bard. I feel like Chazga just so comfortable in that. Force him on to something else. Force him on to the likes... He's played a lot of other things like Alistar, Braum, other stuff. So he can play other stuff, but take away his best champion.
His ults are so effective on that champion, and he just really makes it work. Lands those cosmic binding stuns. And that stun is such a pain. It's got such a stupid hitbox, man. I don't know. It's tells me talking about it. But it's just a very effective champion for this team.
Yeah, I agree. I think the composition was well put together by Fellowship of the Nerds this time around. SaskWatches have improved from some of their past compositions that I haven't been a huge fan of that didn't make sense. They had early game champions and late game champions all wrapped into one. But this time around,
Put them in, grab them, put a bowl on top, send it.
But this time around, designer, let's talk a little bit about SaskWatches, maybe what they could change going into game 2. They picked up the Pantheon. I feel like their ticket to winning this one was snowballing through the bot lane, really getting that Lucian ahead. They already have a strong lane, Lucian, Braum, making a few more visits there. I guess he did ult.
I agree though, but I think it needs to be earlier pressure. I mean, I know it's that Grand Skyfall is pretty important for Pantheon to close that gap, really do and provide more CC. But you've got a Braum. Yeah. You've got that slow coming through that with that Winter's Bike. You've got the stun once you pop the stacks. So you can walk in and go in for the gank. You have enough damage and CC brought to you by the lane to really make an effective gank. So I would say a lot more early pressure from probably both junglers, I think. Yeah. But when your laners are doing fine, Bosco was able to just farm and get ahead. But if you're going to pick that Pantheon, you really need to make the early game count. Yeah. So if you're going to pick the early effective game champions, the snowbally ones, you need to put it to effect.
Yeah, absolutely. Pantheon snowballs pretty decently. He has a good mid game.
Oh, yeah.
If he gets ahead, gets those items, he does a hell of a lot of damage, and he can be all over the map. So I just think it wasn't working out for Steal the Light in that particular game. Wasn't able to find it. Sometimes the cards just aren't in your favor. They don't fall the way you want them to, and the timings kind of get messed up. And the other jungler has a lot to do with it too. Bosgood running a lot of interference for Steal the Light. So second time around, more early pressure, maybe get some of these lanes ahead, see what they can do with it. We saw in the top lane, Bod Frosty was able to hold his own against Rablo, so maybe that's one less, check it off.
Don't
have to worry about it.
You got it.
Lane,
oh, right here. Sorry that one. I've got to do that one.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to take a short break, though. Designator and Skill Laws, we're going to take a short break, catch our breaths. We're going to be right back with Game 2 between SaskWatches and Fellowship of the Nerds. Don't go anywhere.
Don't touch them.